Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over all the gear I use for my storm chasing along with different parts of my vehicle. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of my storm chasing content. Now let's get into the video. First off, we're going to start with the exterior of the vehicle. Recently I just got these brand new stickers from a local place in town. Here, let me go show you guys the other side as well. These ones are much better than my old ones. The old ones were just big stickers I order online, but this is more of like an actual vehicle wrap, and they're all separate letters, so it should be much more sturdy and be able to hold up to damaging winds and stuff like that a lot better. Next, we're gonna go to the back here. I've got a couple of my sponsorship decals. If you're interested in that, send me an email or anything along those lines. But yep, just a 2014 Ford Explorer. Got my license plate from Iowa and all that. Got these different logos on there. Got some old antennas from the cop. These don't really have any uses for them, so not yet at least. At some point I'm gonna get one of those 𝑽 data boost things, so we'll see if I can get that at some point. Let's see, we got the little cop light on the front. And then the front, you got a little more interesting stuff. You got the logo obviously, but then there's the rest of the vehicle. There's my other plate. And here's one of my first camera setup things. Right here you can see I have two GoPro mounts strapped to here. There was actually holes in the dash, so I was like, you know what? Let's put something there. So I put two of these in. I actually haven't used them very much. One time I think I took some footage with one just because I wanted some like promotional content, so I made a video with that, but I really haven't used them too much. They will definitely be good someday if I want to put a camera on the front, maybe a cheaper GoPro type thing. But yeah, that's pretty much the outside of my car. I will show you guys one more camera out here really soon, so let me get that right now. So the other camera I keep attached to my exterior right here is this 360 camera. I've used this a number of times. It's really good for 360 videos, obviously, and you can, if you go on YouTube, you can find a lot of those. They're really cool when you have tornadoes and stuff and you can see all the directions. Definitely a good investment if you want a camera that can kind of see everywhere. It's better than having a dash cam because dash cams can only see one direction. So one of these you can really see everything: lightning bolts, tornadoes, wall clouds, anything, no matter where you're driving. So I have this little string. Usually I just kind of roll the window down and then roll it up so it kind of sticks to it. So the string's inside, so if the camera accidentally falls off due to some winds, it stays right with the car. But this suction cup mount, I got this online. It's the same as the one on my dash, but these are really nice mounts, so I'll have a link maybe in the description if I remember to do it. But yeah, this is my 360 camera. All right, now we're on to the fun part here. So we're into the interior of my vehicle. So let's start with this camera right here. This one is one I use for my face cam stuff, so different videos. Sometimes on my like recaps and different things, you guys can see views of myself and my passengers if I have someone along with me. This is the one I use for that, just a nice little GoPro Hero 8. I got this is one of my first cameras I ever got, so it's funny I still have a use for it. But yeah, and I just kind of super glued a mount down, put some tape just for good measure, and it stays in there pretty well. So I use that once in a while. It has a little thing so I can plug it in too, so I don't ever lose battery life on it. But additionally, I have this one. Similar thing, super glued on with some tape right there, but it's really sturdy as well. But as you can see, I use this for time lapses a lot of the times, and kind of just a nice camera to have, especially whenever there's some good storms or something that I can't really adjust the camera for, so I just kind of leave it running. And it's gotten some tornadoes before. I know I've gotten March 31st, 2023, I got the Hendrick EF3 I got on it in time lapse, so it works pretty well for me. Next we got the stream camera. This is one of the things I made completely by myself. So actually, if you look here, there was a hole in the dash for some reason. Obviously some police device was in there before I had it. This was an ex-police car, but there was some hole there, and I was like, you know what? I had my dad 3D print me a little mount thing. If you look real close there, you can see that little plasticky part, but that's 3D printed. So I was like, you know what? Do that. And then I have this old tripod I took apart. It was like one of those $15 ones at Walmart. So I took it apart and then threw it on here, and then I took off the little thing there and I put a phone mount in, and you know what? There we go. Now I can turn my phone at any point, go up and down and all the stuff like that. So it's really, really useful for my live streaming, because then I can get different views and different things like that. I have a wide angle lens on my phone, so I mean I can see almost everything out this way. It's got a really nice FOV, so it's got a lot of versatility, and I'm really able to see almost everything while live streaming. My next camera right here, this is basically my chase dash camera, so this one's always running whenever I'm on a chase, and it's always plugged in, so it's always gonna be charged up. But you can see just knockoff GoPro basically is what it is, and it works really well for what I need it to do, so it works for me. Next we have my actual dash camera. This one's on when I'm driving always, so no matter what, it's always plugged in right down here into there. Well, when I want to, I plug it in right there, and it's always on, so we can, you know, if anything ever happens, a crash, deer hits me, whatever, I have footage of it, so I can use that if I need it. My next camera is my favorite camera, actually, my very much favorite camera, and this is my Panasonic camcorder. I use this for all of my high quality 4K footage, and it just sits here and I can zoom in and out pretty well, as you guys can see on that. And yeah, it's got a nice little tripod here. I can twist it if I need to, like that, and I've used this a lot. I'm also going to show you guys this on a different tripod, but this is my main spot. When I'm driving by myself, I almost always keep it right here. Sometimes I do take it off when I'm with someone else, so that I can kind of put it on my tripod a little easier, but this is definitely one of my favorite cameras to use. The next thing in the car right here, I got my tablet here. This is for radar. Sometimes I use it for my stream camera, and then other times I use it for navigation, so it kind of just depends on whatever is going on here. Use it for a lot of different things. When I'm solo, it's almost always radar, but if someone else is with me, I sometimes use it for stream chat, and it's a lot easier to just see, so I can respond to you guys when I'm actually chasing. Down here we got a lot. It's a really messy cords, but I've got a lot of cords here. This is plugged into the cigarette lighter thing right there, and as you can see, 2 different outlets into an inverter. Turn it on like that, and I've got all these different outlets here. Just a cheap little outlet plug at Walmart too, and it works really well. I've never had any issues with it at all. So I have plenty of plug-ins. Always can charge my laptops, my chargers, whatever else. The one thing I just got recently was this nice little phone mount. It's really, really, really useful. Like, I'm very underrated item just to have right here, so I can put my phone in there, check radar, have the location where I need to go. It's super easy to have, so it's one of the most useful things that was super cheap I got. Next I got some duct tape and some Gorilla tape. Just always have some just so I don't ever run out of that. I got this little thing for my GoPro if I ever take it off the top. Got a towel, I got a couple other things, and then just kind of this little basket I made. Also have my logo here. The magnetism in it kind of fell off, so now I'm just taped it up there. The other fun fact, that was actually the first thing I had on the side of my car, and I put them on my car for the first chase, and one of them blew away, and I was like, well, that didn't work. So that's when I went to the other sticker, and then that one started peeling off this year, so now I went to an actual decal. And heck, I mean, I think the decal was probably the cheapest one, so it definitely is going to work out well for the next year or two at least. So now we're going to get into my actual gear right here. So this is my camera bag. I actually just got this probably 3 weeks ago. One of my favorite purchases because it's really, really nice to have it. But let's see. First, we've got my lightning trigger. You guys probably have seen something like this, especially if you're storm chasers or photographers. I use this all the time when I'm getting lightning. Yeah, that's pretty much how it is. It just kind of takes a picture before it actually happens, and it's really useful. Next, I got my DSLR. It's a Nikon D5600. It's a crop and shoot or crop sensor camera, so you know, not a super fancy camera, but it definitely gets the job done, and I get a lot of high quality pictures in RAW with this thing all the time. Got my 300mm lens. Actually, the lens on there is the 10mm lens I have, which gets all my wide angle shots, but this one is my 300mm lens, and I use this for all my longer range shots. But really useful. I've got a couple different base plates here, which I'm going to show you the actual tripod that I use these on in a second, so that'll be the next thing we go to. Got this little box right here that has all my SD cards in it. I actually had to really quickly get one out the other day because my camcorder up there ran out of space, so I had to really quickly switch it, and it worked perfect. So this is it was a good investment as well. Let's check around, hold on. And then this is one of my favorite lenses I have. Oh, it's got that stuck in there. It's kind of funny. My other favorite lens is this Sigma lens, and it's just a regular 35 to I think it's 18. It just kind of wore off, and it worked. Yeah, 18 to 35mm, and it works really well for stars and also macro photography. I use it all the time. I actually got this for free from someone, so if you ever can get one of these, they're really useful. So I definitely recommend this Sigma lens, and I love using it. And then here's my generic one that kind of came with the camera. I don't use it very much anymore because I have that lens and a couple of these other ones. So that's basically all my gear in here. Next, we're going to go into my tripods and my trunk, so stay tuned for that. All right, next up here we have my two main tripods. This is a Manfrotto I just recently got. But absolutely love this thing. This thing is absolutely incredible. I got this at a garage sale for like 20 bucks. And this is like a $300 tripod. It's a super nice tripod. I'm so happy I got it and was super lucky to get it. And it's super fluid, and it works really well for everything I've used it for so far. Videography, photography, whatever else. It's super helpful, and I really recommend it if you can find one, or just, you know, buy one straight off, but definitely worth it. It's a 501H HDV, so it's very, very useful. It's got a nice little fluid head, and it can go up and down, obviously, like every other tripod, but look at that. It's so smooth, and it locks perfectly. It's so nice. But my next one is a little more knockoff of a brand, but it's definitely for video stuff. I bought it a while ago. It's got a nice little head thing I can twist here. I used this for the longest time until I got that one the other couple weeks ago. But you can see right here, nice little tripod. It can go a lot higher than the Manfrotto, but it's not as nice, but it definitely gets the job done as well. So two nice tripods here. I like using them. This one I technically usually use for photography, and then the other one's for videography, because a lot of the time I want more fluid movements with the videography. So it does depend, but this is a perfect one if you just want a little bit cheaper of a tripod and also want photography stuff. Videography, you do probably want to invest in a little bit better of a tripod, so definitely want to try to look for a Manfrotto if you can get one. They're definitely on the higher price point, but they're definitely worth it. So now we're going to go into everything that's in my trunk. All right, so now we're on the last part of the vehicle, some of the most fun part right here. So we got my jack right here, and we got a whole tire exchange kit. I put it in this blanket so it doesn't rattle around. But I got a couple different things. This came with the vehicle, so it's nothing extra. Here's one of my old tripods that doesn't really work as much anymore, so I kind of just threw it back here just in case I ever want to really need it. So yeah, there's that. I do have an outlet plug back here as well, so if I need anything charged, which that actually goes perfectly into the next point here. It charges up my battery starter always, so it's always a little bit charging. This can jump the car. It can air my tires up. It can do a lot of different things. As a light, has power outlets, so if anything, power goes out in the vehicle and I need to charge something, I can use it. Then we go in this little case. Got a couple lights in here. The batteries always fall out because the backs don't stay on very well, but this one does. But I just have a couple different lights that just set in here, and that's where I put my batteries as well. So if I ever need any AA's or AAA's, I keep them in there. A couple different cords, keep them here, paracords, and then also a tape measure, which I really don't have many uses, but I have it just in case. A couple big clips, use all that for different stuff. Got some sandpaper. I don't remember why I put that in here, but I have it, so there you go. Got a white weather shirt, a couple towels. I got my old lifeguarding pack, so if I ever need to do anything like that, it has one of those breath masks in it, so for CPR. I got a first aid kit, got a couple different snacks, plates, forks, all that just random stuff. And then I got my tripod head right there, and that 3D printed top because it didn't actually come with the top, so I had to make that. Got a couple different cords around there to keep the tripod in, and then we got one of the more fun items, my drone. I keep this back here. There we go. Open this up. As you can see right here, I got three different batteries. One's in there, and I got my nice charger. I bought that online. It is the actual DJI one. It works incredibly well. This is a DJI Mini 3, I think. Yeah, 3. I haven't used it in a little while because I do not have a drone license for yet, so I'm going to get one at some point, but I do like flying it for fun. It's definitely useful for that. Have flown it in a couple storms. Works well. I just can't use the footage, really. But yeah, that drone's really helpful for seeing over trees and different stuff like that. At some point, I'm going to get that license, and I can sell the footage and use the footage on YouTube. So, and then I got my spare down there. It's just a donut for now. At some point, I might get a real spare, especially when I change the tires, just because it'd be useful to have, especially chasing. Got a couple different packs back here that have different stuff in them. Just a lot of your generic stuff like tire fixing kits. I think there's another jumper in there even. And then we got this one that has a couple different tools in it, and then we have this one that just has a couple different other tire things. So I have plenty of different things. If anything happens or anything happens with someone else, I can help them out if they need it. So that's one of the main things about storm chasing. You always want to help your friends out and help anybody else out that needs it, either post tornadoes or during a chase. So, and with that, I think we covered everything pretty well. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask in the comment section below. But with that, don't forget to like and subscribe. Appreciate you all for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.